An exclusive I-Team hidden camera investigation. A mother is begging MPS to help stop the bullying on her daughter's school bus.
But after getting nowhere, she called the I-Team and Rob Coble took the case.
That's right. First thing we wanted to find out was what exactly was going on inside the bus. So we did a little undercover work.
Bus number 83. And look at buses going, they're all goofing around.
This is bus number 83. On board a little 4-year-old girl. She goes here to Francis Starm's Early Childhood Center. But her mom says the little girl's first challenge every day is surviving her bus ride.
Nothing's been done. I called the school board, the principal.
She claims the small child is being tortured daily, punched, hit by other kids. Her glasses broken twice. The torment going on for months now.
She has come home with sores and bumps and even scars up under her neck from, certain things being hit on her.
The mom says she has begged the school to do something, but is only told she needs to get the girl new glasses.
I already went through 2 pair, and these other pair, I'm extremely afraid to send her to school with.
So we decide to take a look at bus number 83 for ourselves, our camera pointed at the large windows at the back of the bus.
My main concern is for her to go to school and learn and be safe.
As the bus pulls away, we follow it, watching and waiting to see what happens. Fighting back tears, the girl's mother, Ms. Edwards, says she can't believe her daughter has to go through this every day.
She's continued to be hurt. Why? That hurts me as a parent.
And it only takes a matter of minutes before our camera catches a glimpse of what is happening inside the girl's bus.
It just keeps going back and forth.
Check it out. Kids are standing up and clearly can be seen horsing around as the bus drives down the road. Edwards says the chaos happens every day. She sees it when her daughter is dropped off.
When the bus arrives, kids are scattered everywhere, jumping around and doing whatever they want to do. And I'm like, someone needs to be on the bus with these kids to tell them, sit down, you need to be seated.
Look at this. They're beating her. Look at to the left.
But that's just the beginning. While our camera is rolling, we see this. Fists are flying. We witness what appears to be a child being beaten up right on the bus. Mile after mile, we see kids out of control, shoes flying, little children pushed and shoved in the aisles, children running around, out of their seats for the entire ride.
It should have been nipped in the butt a long time ago, and it's not.
Then we try another day. Again, bus 83, the bus the little girl takes every day. At first glance, the kids are all seated. A good sign, but just moments later, a mob of kids breaks loose. Chaos erupting this time too. Running in the aisle, hands and feet flying everywhere. And there it is again, more punching.
Look at this. It's a melee.
We try day after day for answers, even though Ms. Edwards says she tried repeatedly to get help for her little girl. We get this email response from the Milwaukee Public School spokeswoman. She tells me MPS only heard about one incident back in January, and that they blame Ms. Edwards' little girl for that fight. Since January, MPS says bus 83 has been just fine. We continue to monitor, and all has been quiet on the bus. Other than this single report by Ms. Edwards, which was resolved, there have been no reports of bullying on the bus by this parent or other parents, by any of the children, and no reports made by the bus driver.
Yep, he just threw the guy into the seat.
No reports of trouble, not even from the driver. Pretty surprising considering what our cameras caught. Street after street, hour after hour, both times we tried.
But something needs to be done. Someone needs to take care of this whole issue, whether it's the school or the bus company.
But for now, it looks like these little students stuck on bus 83 are on their own. And we want to know if this is happening on other school buses. Here's my email, rcoble@todaystmj4.com, or call our I-Team hotline at 967-5556. I want to know what you're seeing out there. In the meantime, we're pushing for answers about bus 83 from the bus company, the principal, the district. Stay tuned. Rob Coble, today's TMJ4.
I-Team reporter Rob Coble went to the superintendent to see what he had to say.
Well, that's right. These are all the emails I've got. Dozens and dozens of emails from parents, teachers, taxpayers that all say that chaos is out of control, and others say it's happening all over town. Punching, moving around, tossing a shoe back and forth. That's what our undercover camera captured on 2 different days as we follow bus 83 to check out a mother's heartbreaking complaints. She calls the I-Team saying her 4-year-old is being hurt on her school bus day after day.
Nothing's been done. I called the school board, the principal.
In our first story, we asked MPS about her complaints, and they sent only an email saying all is quiet on the bus and that there have been no reports of trouble from the driver. But after our story airs with this chaotic video, Superintendent Gregory Thornton agrees to an interview.
Can you reassure the parents out there that the children will be safe?
I can reassure the parents that we will take every precaution to ensure that their children get a safe ride to and from school.
The girl's mother says no precautions were taken on Bus 83, even after she complained. The superintendent now blames the bus driver.
I am disappointed in the fact that my bus driver didn't report it to me.
But the girl's mom, Ms. Edwards, says she reported it time and time again. And when this video airs, our viewers call the scenes appalling, disgusting, and dangerous to everyone on the roads. And many tell us this isn't the only bus, that there are many out of control all over town. But the superintendent tells me it's simply a Bus 83 issue.
Have you lost control of the children?
Have I lost control of the children?
In a general sense.
By no means. I mean, that's predicated on what?
On what we saw on that bus. I mean, is the district lost control? Do you know what's going on in these buses?
40 kids and you have 80,000. I don't think that would certainly get you to a place that we've lost control of 83,000 students. I don't know how you got to that assessment.
Well, so that's the only bus that there's an issue on?
That's the only bus that has been reported to me with respect to a bullying incident.
I've got other emails from parents and stuff that say it's been going on for a long time.
Well, it hasn't been reported. When it's reported, we take a very, very severe steps.
Report.
Thornton says so serious that the driver of Bus 83 is now in trouble, suspended for 2 days.
Anybody will not drive that bus again.
Any bus at MPS?
Not any bus of MPS.
He's done.
Certainly with us. I mean, but they're a private company. They drive for a number of other agencies.
A new driver for Bus 83, but from what we heard today, this bus is just the beginning. So the superintendent says you aren't reporting all the issues. Is that true? Are there more bullying going on that we don't know about? Please let us know. We'll be staying on this case, so stay tuned.
We've been getting a lot of feedback since our story first aired on Tuesday.
Kids fighting and getting attacked on Bus 83. The superintendent says it's not a widespread problem, but investigative reporter Rob Coble talked to an official who says that's far from the truth.
She says she couldn't just stand around and listen to Gregory Thornton talk about Bus 83 being the only problem. She says that chaos breaks out in school buses every day. Bus 83 and the kids inside it are out of control, mile after mile, turn after turn.
Look at this. They're beating her.
Our cameras catch it all. Backpacks tossed, kids running all around the bus, and punches flying 2 different days.
She's continued to be hurt. Why? That hurts me as a parent.
This mother says her 4-year-old is a daily target on Bus 83, and when we air our undercover video, Superintendent Gregory Thornton quickly announces the driver of 83 is suspended. Problem solved.
Well, so that's the only bus that there's an issue on?
That's the only bus that has been reported to me with respect to a bullying incident.
Well, I'm glad the superintendent commented, but I can't believe he's saying there's no problem, because there is a problem.
And she should know. She's a bus monitor for MPS, too afraid to tell you her name, but determined to let parents and taxpayers know just how dangerous these buses really are.
And monitors can get on the bus and try to calm the kids down, but at that point they scream and holler, or they look out the windows and yell at their friends, cursing starts, toys come out, and there's only so much a monitor can do before they have to step off and let the bus drive off.
And our viewers see plenty too. They call and write, telling us kids are opening exit doors, standing up, jumping, screaming, fighting. Another driver says she sees it every day, bus kids throwing cups and bottles out windows.
And if we don't get a handle on that part of the problem, MPS isn't going to hold itself together.
And after our stories air this week showing scenes like this, MPS sends out this automated phone message to every parent. Students who have inappropriate bus behavior, including standing while the bus is in motion, horsing around with other students, yelling, or generally behaving badly, will be suspended from the bus. And we saw all of that, plus punching and fighting on a bus carrying small children.
And I ask why? Why? Why should a kid that's violent and out of control or totally disrespectful to kids or the driver have the privilege of riding the bus?
And why, she wonders, would the superintendent not know about all the problems and all the kids facing chaos like this on MPS buses every single day? And we really are listening to you. Thank you for all the emails and voice messages you're leaving us. Please keep them coming on tips about bullying going on in school buses. We are out on the streets every day tracking down those tips. This is the letter that a parent gave me because she wanted us to have this and be able to report on it. She couldn't believe in this letter that the principal blames the I-team for the chaos on the bus. She says she's had a problem with bullying with her son, and the district hasn't done anything to help her out.
It eats away at you. It really eats away at you. With my son, it's showing with his grades.
This mother doesn't want us to share her name, but she decided to come forward after seeing our story of little 4-year-old Gisette Edwards and what she has to go through day after day on her school bus.
It's just the point that nobody is saying anything, nobody is doing anything, and my kids and this woman's daughter cannot be the only ones that are going through this, and nobody wants to do anything. It's, oh, well, it's kids being kids.
That's why she wanted us to see this letter. It's only a few paragraphs long, written on official MPS school stationery and signed by Francis Starm's Discovery Learning Center principal, Clavon Bird. Bird tells parents what our cameras caught is just play fighting. Take a look at it again. We see fists flying, a kid punching away at someone, and when we track Bus 83 another day, we see it again.
So they can't just say, oh, this is just play fighting and this is just an isolated incident and the kids were performing. No, you can feed that to somebody else because I'm sure not buying it.
The letter goes on to blame the I-team. When one child saw that they were being filmed, he went so far as to act out for the camera. Unfortunately, this was seen in the media as being evidence of bullying.
From my point of view, I don't believe it. It's just garbage. It's just something that they sent home, a waste of paper. That's it.
We show the letter to Ms. Edwards, the first mom who came to us. She can't believe Dr. Bird calls this play fighting for the camera since her 4-year-old is caught in the middle of the bullying regularly. And Ms. Edwards herself says she sees the chaos daily when the bus pulls up to let her daughter off.
You were behind them. They didn't know.
Superintendent says Bus 83 is the only problem. 40 kids on that bus is the only problem out of 80,000 in the district. Do you believe that?
No. Not by a long shot.
NPS refused our request to interview Principal Bird, sending an email instead. Dr. Bird continues to reach out directly with Starm's families, reaffirming the need for appropriate behavior on buses. But these two worried mothers aren't buying it. They say little students are facing bullying all the time. They worry that the district will keep ignoring the problem until somebody really gets hurt.
New developments in a big I-team investigation tonight. We exposed 2 out-of-control MPS school bus rides in 1 week.
Kids hitting each other and acting out of control. And tonight, the I-team's Rob Coble is taking that video and your complaints back to the top. Rob.
I caught up with Superintendent Gregory Thornton to ask him some of the questions you've been waiting for answers for. One of them, a major one. Will he do something about the bullying on these buses?
MPS Superintendent Gregory Thornton talks with parents and kids at the Milwaukee French Immersion School. It's the last day of the year.
Hey baby, what you gonna do this summer?
Thornton waves at kids as school buses pull away. But it was bus scenes like this that brought some MPS parents to the I-team looking for help. First, a little 4-year-old girl caught in the chaos on Bus 83. Our camera sees punching, flying shoes, kids horsing around in the aisles. Superintendent Thornton tells us Bus 83 is an isolated problem. The principal at the school sends a letter to parents saying the kids caught on camera were just play fighting. Then another mom calls us. She says both men are dead wrong. She sends us to track her child's bus, Bus 379. And sure enough, a child hanging out a window, kids racing up and down the aisles, and a dance party breaking out as the bus rolls on. Both chaotic buses carry kids from Francis Starm's Elementary School.
This is everybody's responsibility, but the buck stops with me, and I will deal with it.
A different answer from a week ago when our viewers flooded us with stories of out-of-control buses. But the superintendent said he only knew about the one problem on Bus 83.
A little bit bigger problem than you first thought?
Yes. And be very candid. I was disappointed that the problem had gotten to a place where we certainly hadn't put in the support systems that are necessary for them to be successful.
Thornton calls children's safety his top priority.
Do you think you have to look at that restructuring a little bit,
Oh, definitely. I looked at it today. I mean, one of the things I'm finding that some of my buses, I may have to put another adult monitor on the bus.
In fact, Thornton says he's now put bus monitors on both the buses we showed you, and the children you saw punching and jumping around have been suspended. He says he will take the summer and work on other ideas to keep all students safe on the bus, and that he's listening closely to parents.
And I welcome your input. I welcome the input of the community. And certainly one of the things I was thinking about potentially looking at these bus monitors, and I really would love to put one on every bus.
One idea for a problem that has so many parents worried.
It may be the end of the school year, but our investigation far from being over. Please keep sending those tips, emailing us and calling us. We'll stay on this case and make sure that this bullying comes to an end. Rob Coble, today's TMJ4.
All right, thanks, Rob. I-team getting results. Well, new information on the Anthony Weiner